It is 5:58 on Monday, May 23rd, 2022. This is my video journal. I'm Mitch Miller, and yesterday I talked about a matter of national security, namely autonomous and semi-autonomous vehicles being hacked by foreign nations, governments, terrorist groups, and the leadership of the United States being targeted by these hacked vehicles and eliminated or injured or maimed. I think it's a matter of national security, and I'm going to talk about how I would rectify the situation if I was President of the United States. But first, it has to do with designing products that last 20, 30, 50, 60 years. I propose it in my Femme Party novel, The Zen 10 Marketplace, where corporations are encouraged to do away with planned obsolescence and design products that last a very long time. Now, I know what the economists that are paid off by the billionaires are going to say. You can't design products that last that long. It'll tank our economy. It'll ruin the economy, and it's not sustainable for corporate growth. Well, I say that's a bunch of BS, because for the past 50 years we've been automating more and more things using computer technology. So you say the economy will tank because we'll lose all these jobs because people only need to buy one blender every 50 years and they won't have to keep buying and fixing their blenders. But it used to take 50 people to build a blender, and now with automated factories and robotic technology, it only takes 5 people to build a blender. So that's happened over the past 30, 40, 50 years, and you replace these jobs with computer technology. So it's actually, you're already replacing all those jobs with the technology. I argue that it's actually unethical to use computer technology and robotic technology to manufacture goods if they're built to only last 2 years. If they're not built to last the longest they could possibly ever last, it is unethical to build it using computer and robotic technology. Do you think supercomputers want to contribute to all the waste and garbage and landfill that these products create? Do you think they want to make cheap products with plastic parts that snap and break after 2 years because they were planned that way to keep your faux bullcrap economy going? No. These supercomputers do not want to build these products for you. And that's why I argue they don't even want to exist, because you're just going to use their artificial intelligence capabilities to make garbage, to make more and more garbage, to make a few people billionaires and millionaires, and it's ridiculous. So it's unethical to incorporate any form of robotic technology or computer technology into your manufacturing process unless you've designed it to last as long as it possibly can. And I argue that you make it so that it's repairable, so that when it breaks, it can be repaired. It can be repaired either by the owner or by a small shop, and you put out video on how to repair it. You make replacement parts available. So that's my point on all those naysayers that say if you don't have planned obsolescence, the economy will tank. You already replaced millions of jobs in the past 30 years But you're saying because you don't make garbage products, all these jobs are everybody's gonna lose their jobs because we make good, decent products that last a long time now. It's false. Anyway, back to the products that I believe are going to become faulty in the next 5 to 10 years, and this is why I'm addressing it. If I do become president and all these semi-autonomous vehicles that we've built in the past 10 or 15 years start malfunctioning because their computer chips are getting corroded or they're worn out or old, and they start crashing like the Toyota brake pedal incident and killing families, then I'm going to be the guy sitting in the White House saying this is insane. And I think it's insane that we even incorporated this technology into vehicles in the first place, let alone allowed auto manufacturers to become software companies, and we're trusting them that their software is fail-safe, airtight, and unhackable. All these different companies. So there should be a standard, some kind of inspection company, maybe the FCC if I was head of the FCC, that says we want to know that these vehicles cannot be hacked. Their central computers, their autonomous features cannot be hacked. But as a fail-safe, I think there's a market for just building unhackable vehicles, vehicles with no autonomous features. They may have an AM/FM radio, but that radio is not connected to any of the other circuitry in the car. It stands alone. And so nothing within the computing system of the vehicle is open to a wireless attack of any sort. I believe there's a market for it, so if I was President of the United States, and I might do it even during my campaign, I would announce this national security threat on the horizon. Vehicles aging out and the autonomous features malfunctioning and killing people, and hackable vehicles possibly targeting our leadership, other countries targeting their vehicles and causing accidents to try to eliminate leadership. I believe it's a clear and present danger, and I would announce it either on my campaign or once I was president. Then I would task one of these fledgling electric vehicle companies excuse me, one of these fledgling electric vehicle companies like the one in Lordsville or Lordtown or Lord wherever in Ohio that's building electric trucks. There's some of these companies that are springing up, and I would task them with building one electric sedan electric vehicle that is unhackable, that has no autonomous features. And I would create a federal website or create a website for people to order them in advance, so we can see 3 million people want these vehicles. They're maybe a little paranoid or maybe on the spectrum, but they want at least one of their vehicles to be unhackable. Then of course all the leadership could pre-order a vehicle. So then we have hard numbers of the real want of these vehicles. Then we task this small electric vehicle company with designing the car, and we make it totally open to public vote. The public, the United States citizens, will vote on the design of the car. We'll have engineers that can contribute, and we will design a car designed to last 50 years with minimal malfunction, easy to work on. So we'll have video, we'll have discourse. It'll take years to design it, but the vehicle is designed to lock in a design plan and not change for 10 years. And there will be a feature when you order the car that you can report what malfunctioned, exactly what malfunctioned, and we'll collect all that data, and when we re-release a new model in 10 years, all the malfunctions will be dealt with. So that's the idea. If you lock in, instead of changing body styles all the time, if you lock in one body style for 10 years, you can do things like create roof panels, hoods, and trunk panels that have photovoltaic cells on them, because you're going to have the same model for 10 years, not just 3 years, for electric vehicles, so that they can get power. If they're stranded, they can sit in the sun and get electric power from their body parts. These are just some of the features that I will help guide in the creation of this vehicle, but the American public, the United States citizens, will vote on every aspect of the vehicle. So it's not a government takeover of the automobile industry. It's one model of car brought out, building up a small electric vehicle company. And that's the thing, we're not going to go to the Ford, Chevy, Dodge, because they're partially responsible for all these vehicles being out there that are hackable and that may malfunction. So we're not going to go with them. We're not going to go with Tesla because they're autonomous. They're the #1 culprit of self-driving vehicles, totally autonomous vehicles on the roads that people are falling asleep behind the wheel and everything like that. So we're going to go with a fledgling auto manufacturer making electric vehicles and boost them up with a totally transparent engineering and design process voted on by the United States public. And that's how I would deal with it. I don't know if the electric vehicle company will get any subsidies from the federal government other than fully fielding the interactive website technology for every citizen to vote on the design, every step of the design, dealing with the issues, being able to post videos. Here's where we're at with this design. So, and hypothetically, the federal government might pay or work out deals with the auto manufacturers, even file suit against them for putting all these autonomous vehicles out there, to release certain patent designs for free to this one model of vehicle. So that's how I would address it. If this gets to President Biden, I'm happy to spearhead this project. I think it's a real threat, and it's just one of many that I think are out there, but it's a pretty important one, and I tried to go to the White House with it. Yeah, so among other things, I had a lot of things floating around in my head at the time. Who knows if this national security threat would have came out at that time, depending on where I was put and who I spoke to. But it was there. It was up in my head. I've been thinking about it for 10 years now, since they started putting all this autonomous technology in cars. So that's how I would deal with it. You know, vote for Mitch, and we'll see what we can do on this presidential election. And if you want to start addressing it now and not leave it up for the next president, I'm here, I'm available. I'm on payroll at a small embroidery shop, making $15 an hour. I'm happy to take on any project that I've proposed to get us to a better place as a nation and a society, instead of just decorating shirts and hats for $15 an hour. But if you think that's all I'm worth, if you think my ideas, my genius, my tactics, my skills are well used in a one bay garage with some embroidery machines in it that has one door in and out that any paid assassin could just open up and blast away everybody in there, if that's the safest place for me to be and operate, and I'll keep working there. And I'll keep pushing my nonprofit magnet business and things like that. So there's ways we'll work into this, but that's the most direct way, is to deal with it head on and do a direct democracy design of a vehicle. One that lasts 50 years, and I think people will buy them. And I think it'll be a safer roads with it, with skilled drivers. Thanks for watching. Join me Wednesday when I come up with something else to talk about.